Taylor Tugger had been impressing you in practice. I just wondered what kind of situations you wanted to put him in tonight and how you thought he looked.
Yeah, I thought he looked really good. It's difficult to have such a short training camp and play such big minutes like he and Kuzma did. So credit to those guys for being in really good shape and carrying some of the load for us early in camp here. And I thought Talon, we want to put the ball in his hands and pick and rolls a lot, but he can attack in the open court. He can come off pin downs, and he's a great second side attacker. Catch and shoot situations and attacking long closeouts. So. He didn't even finish well tonight at the rim. He's still getting his legs under him a little bit, but still had 19 and 9 and a great performance. Great start.
And thoughts on Harrell and Schroeder in their debut here?
Yeah, just they're finding a way. I thought both of them showed really positive bursts tonight. Both scoring the ball, showing their speed and physicality. Both of them got off to strong starts for us for sure.
Before the game, you said you weren't quite sure what the atmosphere would be like. What was it like? And once the game kind of got going, does the competitive sort of part of you just sort of take over and the oddness of all of this kind of fade?
For me personally, it 100% did. You get locked into to what your team is doing on the court, and all the game decisions and reads and all those types of things. And I really lost track of the fact that we were back home and the fanless environment. Didn't think about it one time throughout the course of the night, which was similar to how it was in the bubble. Once I get out there and the game starts going, my focus is solely on the game.
Hey Brian, with a guy like Trez, playing against your own team, especially with so much involved, can be emotional. How do you think he handled and you handled some of those emotions that might have come up? And obviously there's a lot of back and forth between him and the Clippers.
Yeah, I think our whole bench was trying to be energetic like they were in the bubble. I wouldn't put it really on Trez alone. That's part of our identity is the guys that are out of the game are going to be active in what's happening in the game. So I thought Trez was good there, and the rest of it, I thought he just played and competed and focused on his assignments and learning his new teammates and a new system. So I thought he had a great night.
Nope.
I can't hear you, Bill. Still can't hear you. Your mute is off, but I can't hear you.
Can you hear me now, Frank?
I can, yeah.
Okay. I was trying to be more efficient. More of a macro question, but you talked so much about the lack of pickup and everything, and it's a short training in for you. What do you think this is going to look like on December 22nd when the regular season starts? Like, what do you expect the quality of play to be? Did you feel like tonight gave you a little taste of where guys just are physically and, in terms of taking things off?
Yeah, man, I think it'll be a little bit sloppy, but these guys are pros and they know how to get their bodies ready, for the early games, and I think we'll be ready to go. But I certainly think league-wide, there will be a little bit of sloppiness the first few weeks of the season for sure.
Eric Williams. Hey Frank, what's your evaluation of how you guys played defensively?
Room for improvement, yeah, definitely. But I thought I love the fact that we were hitting people on the glass. I love the fact that we were taking charges, having a collision mindset at the rim. There were some situations where guys dove on the floor for loose balls, which is, even though it's a preseason game, that's a play harder than our opponent have it that I wanted to get established. I thought some of our coverages were not in place, were not executed well in the first quarter. And, the returning guys sort of talked the newer guys through some of those coverages and what we want to see in those situations. And we improved into the second and third quarter in those. Fourth quarter, we had some weird lineups out there, so we just played zone. And, but I like the way that we improved throughout the game, with some of those coverages.
good there. Thank you for the time.
Yeah, thanks, guys.
Thank you.
Frank Vogel always with the defensive approach, guys, and he liked the way his team adjusted and improved during the game. I want to talk about some of the new guys, obviously Montrezl Harrell and Dennis Schroeder. Let's start there with the big ones. Montrezl Harrell, one thing, James, when you're watching him, right, he gets a double-double, 13 and 12, 4 of those offensive. I keep thinking about, man, fans are going to love him because I remember watching him compete against the Lakers for these past 4 years. Those nights where you're dragging on a Tuesday in who knows where, he's the guy, right? On a championship team, which you guys have been a part of, with the shortest offseason ever. Early in the year, here's your guy, right? There's the motor.
Yeah.
It's just what he brings, it seems, every night.
Yeah, he's a modern day Iron Man, and his asset and the thing that he loves to do is outwork people, and he likes to beat people up. I mean, this guy was a former football player, I believe, coming out of high school, and so he loves the physicality and he loves to compete. And what I like about him, he'll sniff you out. He's the kind of guy, he'll know if you're not ready to play, and he'll know if you're not ready to give a maximum effort. And if you're not, he will eat you alive. He'll get offensive rebounds. He'll post you up. And that's the thing about him. You got to be ready to play.
I was just going to say to you, Rob, he's a nightmare matchup for a guy that's not into that game or ready to go, right?
Yeah, if you're not greedy and grimy, want to get nasty in the paint, because you think about it. This guy is James and my era type of guy. These guys now, they don't like body contact. They don't like to play like this. They don't like to score points in the paint, but this is who this guy is. I'm looking at him as a guy down the stretch. You know what, guys? It's been a long season. Our legs are tired. The three-pointers aren't falling. You got to worry about that. Montrezl says, come to me. He's going to get position because he's strong, he's athletic, and he's going to hook you to death and just outwork you.
I don't care, guys, what the level is, what the sport is. You always got to have a little nasty to win something. And last year, remember when Markieff came over, James, you kept saying, they're going to need that toughness at some point. And then we saw it.
Because what he brings is an extra dimension that you can't teach, and LeBron and AD and guys like that, Pope.